Hello everyone, today we are divining into the world of Python, one of the most popular programming languages out there. It's known for the being simple, readable and super powerful. Whether you are a total beginner or brushing up your skills, Python is a great choice. We'll explore the basics like keywords, variables, constants and data types in a way that's easy and fun. Let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the keywords. Think of the keywords are reserved words in Python. They have special meaning and are part of the language itself. For example, words like if for untrue or off limits for naming your variables because Python already uses them to do specific tasks. Just remember, if Python already knows the word, you should not try to use it for something else, right? So there are 35 keywords. In previous case it has 32 keywords, so the Python has updated. Now it has become the 35 keywords. You can see the 35 keywords on the screen. Now let's discuss about the identifiers. Identifiers are the name you give to the stuff in your code like variables, functions or even classes. So you can see the example over there. Name equals to alias. So the word alias is identified by the identifier called name. In the below case, here the greet function is defined. So greet is an identifier which defines a function. Rules for the identifiers. Here the rules are simple. Start with a letter or an underscore. Then you can use letters, digits or more underscores. But don't start with a number or special character. Also Python is picky about uppercase and lowercase. So here in the example you can see on the screen here age. The three are different. Here in first the age is the lowercase letters. Next here A is in a capital letter. In the third case three letters are in the uppercase letters. So the Python is the case sensitive. Here the three words are different. Coming to the valid and invalid identifiers, here where we see how those rules play out. A valid identifier follows all the naming rules we just talked about, while an invalid one might start with a number or uses the special character. Python will let you know right way if you are mess it up. So don't worry, just follow the rules and you are good to go. Here left side it follows all the rules of the identifiers, and right side you can see the first one start with the digit and second one it started with the special character and third one is for is in a keyword. So and last case it uses the hyphen, so it is not allowed. So in variables there are some types. We can see it one by one. First one is the variable identifier. So you can see the example on the screen. Age equals to 25. So 25 is stored in the variable called age, and in below username equals to John. So John is also stored in a variable called username. So you can keep any variable as your wish. So there is no specific rule like you can use only username. You can give like name equals to John. Next one is function identifiers. So you can clearly see there are some functions defined: calculate area and print greeting. So those are identifiers, function identifiers. Next, class identifiers. So a class identifier is a name you give to a class in Python. It follows the same rules as other identifiers. It must start with a letter or underscore, can't use the special characters, and it is also a case sensitive. So here you can see in the example, animal is a class identifier. It's the name of the class we created. Variables. Let's make it practical. Think of the variables as boxes that hold the data for us. If you say age equals to 25, you are putting the number 25 in the box named age. So you can use that box again and again in your code, which makes your programs flexible and smart. It's like labeling containers so you can know what's inside. So you can see the examples on the screen. Age equals to 25, name equals to John and count equals to 0. Here age, name, count, total price, e-student, those are all the variables. So let's see the one more example on the variables. Here on the screen you can see int x equals to 22 and string mystring equals to high and y equals to 2.275. So we no need to mention the data types in the Python language, where we mention the data types in the C language. Here the Python takes automatically on what value you gives. So you can see here x equals to 22, that Python takes it automatically as an int variable like int data type. String equals to high, so you have given the high in the double quotes, so the Python language take it as a string automatically. So y equals to 2.275, you no need to mention it as in a float. The Python takes it automatically as in a float number. So here you will get a big doubt like variables and identifiers are very similar. But there is a difference between the variables and identifier. Here is a quick comparison. All variables are identifiers, but not all identifiers are variables. Identifiers are names we assign to the things, and variables are just one kind of identifiers used specifically to store values. So you use identifiers to name variables, functions, classes, you name it. Coming to the constants, sometimes we want a value to stay the same throughout our program. That's where constant come in. So think of them as do not change boxes. Python does not have true constant built in, but by convention we use all the capital letters like pi equals to 3.14 to say, hey, don't touch this. It's a way to protect important values. So you can see the examples on the screen. Here, those are the constant values like pi, gravity, speed of the light, max users, and API key. Those are the constant values. They are never gonna change in the further program also, throughout the program. Literals are the actually fixed values in your code. So when you write the number 10 or the string hello, you are using literals. So there are the raw data, the stuff that gets stored in the variables. You can think of them like the ingredients in a recipe. The actual numbers, words, values you are working with. You can see the examples on the screen. Here integer equals to 42, float number equals to 3.14, complex number equals to 2 plus 3j. Here 42, 3.14, 2 plus 3j are the literals. In literals we have so many types. So you can see on the screen there are many types of literals, and you can see compare the previous example as well. Integer equals to 42, here it is a numeric value, so it is a numeric literal. If you have any true or false, you can say it as a boolean literals. So if you want full details on the types of literals, let me know in the comment section. I will provide you the full notes on the types of literals. And next, the main topic is data types. Now let's talk about the data types. The different kinds of the values you can use. Python has few major types like text, numeric, sequence, mapping, set, and the boolean. In the text we have string, and in numeric we have int, complex, float, and in sequence we have list and tuple. And mapping has a dictionary data type, and set has a set, and in boolean we have the boolean data type. So we can discuss about the data types in detail in the next video. That's all for today. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section.